Okay, good morning, everybody. Thank you for tuning in early. So like Jin said, over the last two sessions, so this is the new style of currency call where we will start our analysis on the dot. So yeah, do tune in early from now on. If not, if you tune in at 11, 10, even 15, half of the analysis will be gone. Yeah, so at the same time, we will be tweaking the currency call a little bit for more interactions. So to ask your questions if you have any. At the same time, we'll be launching a podcast very soon. So tune in for that too. Yeah. Now, I'm going to just start the session proper. So good. Yeah. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Forex Trading Asia Daily Currency Call. So this is the currency call where you will get market economic updates, key support resistance levels, trade ideas, and more. This webinar is going to be very beneficial to both the long-term investors and short-term traders. Here, we will be going through what could move prices, possible trade ideas, and also highlighting potential targets and risks. So a disclaimer here, any information shared during this session is not intended to be a trade recommendation. It is solely the opinion and views of the speaker. So please remember to do your own analysis prior to entering any trades. Yeah, so to kick things off, let's get started on what has happened in the FX market over the last couple of days. So I've just read the news yesterday and today. Biden wrote out a $2 trillion infrastructure plan said to bring millions of jobs to the US market. How will this affect the US market? Will this have a long-term effect in the US dollar? Today we have Jintao Tai here, founder of LCMS Traders, a multi-million-dollar trader trading an account with more than US $13 million on a daily basis. So yeah, we have him here to share more about the Forex market, the currency call today. So Jin, what are your thoughts about the 2 trillion infrastructure plan?
The 2 trillion infrastructure plan from Biden came, I think it wasn't much of a surprise to the market in general. There has been a lot of talk about that introduction in terms of the stimulus, in terms of, pretty much one of Biden's main driver to winning the election was to, talk about how he was going to stimulate the economy back after or during COVID, how to bring back jobs, how to, bring back the strength to the US economy. So what we actually saw here is with the release of this infrastructure plan, $2 trillion over a relatively long period of time, with a big focus into the US infrastructures across other things as well. We're probably, the first reaction was we saw some US dollar strength against a few currency pairs, but also some weakness being applied. I feel that weakness being applied to some of the other pairs, like the US yen, for example, which we'll talk about later, might be because of people taking profits. Okay, but in general, how I feel with this stimulus plan coming around or being released now by Biden, we might see that short to medium term US dollar strength, primarily because of the anticipation of US recovery. That recovery with more jobs, with more money going into the economy, we could see greater spending, greater investments into the US economy. But in the longer term, from medium to longer term period, this injection of money into the economy could actually lead to some weakness coming from the US. Why I say some weakness, you see, as they put more money into the markets, as they introduce more stimulus gradually, you're actually going to see an oversupply. You might see an oversupply, you might see more people investing and then an oversupply of US dollars into the market, which eventually could lead to that weakness coming around. Right now, that short to medium term strength is also going to be derived from the weakness coming from other currency pairs. We've got France all going into a lockdown. We've got Germany extending their lockdown. We've got Canada even talking about coming into a lockdown again. So the whole cycle or the whole habit of lockdowns across everywhere else seems to be still being persistent, which could weaken the other currencies. But the US, with Biden's plan to vaccinate, I think he was going to vaccinate everyone by May 1st, or everyone who wants to be vaccinated by May 1st, that could actually, in addition to that stimulus, bring that strength to the US dollar for that short to medium term.
Okay, so in short, what we are looking at is short to medium term strength, but in the medium to long term, we could be looking at more variables like COVID-19 lockdowns and stuff like that. Yeah, so with that being said, as you guys know, the currency call we usually do like on Monday, Aussie and Kiwi, Tuesday Euro, Wednesday Pound, Thursday Yen and Gold. So today the currency in focus will be Yen and Gold. So yeah, Jin, you can go on with the currency in focus, the currency call for Yen and Gold.
Okay, so actually, in addition to thinking that the US dollar is just going to be stronger in the short to medium term, and in the medium to longer term it'll be weaker, probably one of the approach to take for the US dollar or for the markets in this short to medium term, the mindset or the approach would be better to really understand that it's going to be a little bit more volatile. As we have that rolling shutdowns, as we have the stimulus plans with anticipated strength for the US dollar, we're probably going to see more of a more volatility, more big shoot ups and downs in the very short term as news gets released over and over again. But coming back to the focus on the yen pairs, the US yen, the euro yen, pound yen, and gold, just to show you in terms of the news what could be happening today, tomorrow. Today is Thursday, the 1st of April, so happy April Fool's Day to everyone. We've had some yen news come out early this morning, relatively good numbers, but this was not really the driver that brought the yen, that brought a bit of strength to the yen. I think that strength to the yen was that take profit from the US strength, was approaching of the yen at different levels where people took profit, and we can see that slight retracement, possibly with a further continuation of that yen weakness and US dollar strength after that. Looking at it, we do have tonight some jobless claims coming from the US, manufacturing PMIs coming from the US, with again expected 61.3 was 60.8. So with the data coming from the US, with that stimulus coming from the US, the relatively good news scenarios here, possibly going to see that US dollar strength continue or resume later into the day. Unfortunately, tomorrow is Good Friday, so markets are going to be a little bit quiet tonight onwards. So, most of the rest of the world is on a break, apart from the US with their non-farm payrolls coming out on Friday. So that's going to again have that volatility being applied across the board as everyone else is on holiday, and the US is likely to be releasing very good numbers. Previous non-farm payrolls were 379, expected 647, with unemployment rates going from 6.2 to 6%. So looks like it's going to be quite good news for the US dollar over the next couple of days. How this translates to the charts, the US yen on the H4 time frame, the much anticipated wait for it to break that 110 level happened earlier into this week, came very close to that 111.16 resistance, pretty much hit that area, and now we're seeing a consolidation with possible further retracement back down. At this point right now, I do think that with the stimulus, with the profit taking, we might see some move towards reserve. As much as the US dollar is going to be stronger, we're probably going to see some people take a little bit of risk off the table. We're going to see some move towards reserve. So I anticipate that we could see the US yen come back down to that 110 level, support level, test that 110 support level before possibly bouncing back up towards 111.16 and even higher. I don't think this will be a move that could happen today straight away. I think this might be a move that would stretch over the next couple of days and well into next week. So that's the US yen on the H4 time frame. With the euro yen, US yen anticipated move back down towards support. We're seeing already the evidence of a move back down, primarily also because of what the euro is doing. The German extended their lockdowns, the French looking to apply a lockdown as well. We're seeing some weakness coming from the Eurozone at this point. So with the Euro Yen now at 129.66, I think that we might actually see it track lower. But with how it's been moving over since last week, bouncing right off from 128.41 all the way, good 150 pip move upwards towards almost 130. This retracement, I would only be looking to sell it down, and being very conservative, I'll look for it to move a good 50 pips before I'll look to sell it down below 129.22. So below 129.22, we could look for it to move lower. I would say stop loss could be a good 40 pips before your take profit of about 120. You'll be looking at about a 1:3 risk reward ratios towards the downside here for the euro yen. And last of the yen pairs I look at, the pound yen on the H4 time frame here. We spoke about this over the past couple of days. Reaching that 152.80 level, the pound yen breaking above 152 towards the 152.80, now with a slight retracement back down. What I anticipate at this point is we might see it come back down, test, and maybe even break slightly below that 152.26. So it might look a bit like this coming down from 152.26, but with the UK looking like it's doing relatively well in terms of vaccinations, in terms of numbers coming, economic numbers, economic data being released, I might see the pound yen testing 152.26 before rebounding back higher. I'm not sure whether it'll get to 155.26, but it probably will come back halfway. So I would be a bit more patient, let it come down, test that support level, let it bounce back up. If it goes above 152.70, you could be looking at a 70 pip stop loss for a good 210 pip take profit level. 1:3 risk reward ratio towards the upside as it bounces off that launch pad of 152.26. So quite quickly, that was the US yen, the euro yen, and the pound yen. But as we see that move towards reserve, the gold, we spoke about this last week, saying that it was going to sit in that consolidation here between 1743 to 1723. It said in that consolidation last week before breaking, or not last week, it said that for pretty much almost the whole month of March, half the month of March, before breaking lower as we anticipated towards 1682. My approach for gold has been very consistent. For every drop, we look for buying opportunities. Don't try to sell gold down. It is an asset that does have a lot of volatility, but the better approach will be to look for buying opportunities on gold. So it came down towards 1682, look for that buying opportunity. I think that we might see further upside on gold as that move towards reserve, in addition to some US dollar strength, comes into play. So possibly looking at gold going from 1713 towards 1773. So that's my take quick take on the US yen, euro yen, pound yen, and gold for the next couple of days up to next week.
All right, thank you, Jin. Very comprehensive analysis over the cross pairs. Yeah, so I do have a question on the upcoming NFP news, but before I ask the question, let me get Daniel here from LCMS Traders, a coach in LCMS Traders, to share a little bit more about how LCMS Traders help traders trade better. So yeah, Daniel, take it away with sharing what the LCMS Traders do.
Okay, thanks, Jinwei. LCMS Traders has been started since 2014, and we have really helped so many hundreds of traders, like yourself coming in to go from being confused, unprofitable, complaining of the market, to actually understand what's happening in the market, recover your losses, and finally be profitable in Forex trading. Now, so what we have established here is the LCMS Traders Club and a dedicated platform. Okay, so here we go, and you have it here. You have the dedicated platform here, but I won't talk about everything about what happened in the Traders Club here. I'll talk about it in the next few days. But here in general, in summary, we do host a community of traders sharing strategies, ideas, analysis, monitoring the market. This is really almost like a professional trading firm. We have trading floor, we have interaction between the coaches and the members and the members itself, and also market watch what's happening in the market. Okay, so yesterday, now what I want to highlight to you, everybody, was yesterday in the Traders Club, we had a live trading session. Now, when doing these live trading sessions, we will guide you on what has happened in current market condition, show you how we filter off so many currency pairs, and how we show how to identify trades and literally make profits together. Now, yesterday, even though the market seems to be pretty slow, but I managed to identify trades. Looking at this here, there was one trade at the US CAD. We were looking at the market, and you said it's moving across, but we have identified at which point do we look for entry, what kind of stop loss, what kind of exits, and what do we look for, right? And a lot of explanation, a lot of questions and answers, and interaction between members and the coaches here. And yesterday, especially, a lot of people talking to Jin on what could we do, which currency pairs, why do you want to take certain currencies or not. And then you can see here we took an actual trade. We literally took an actual trade on the US CAD, doing a sell down, because we identify with the news, Canadian news, it's basically following the 5 steps analysis that the LCMS Traders has been teaching so many years, since 2014, and it works. Right, we look at the news. The Canadian news was pretty good. We're looking for a Canadian strength coming in, and we look at what was the trend, what was the support and resistance, where's intermediate support resistance, and so forth. Looking at market, we enter the trade at US CAD. I mean, those who are trading together yesterday, like Robbie was here as well, Harriet, and a few others. You can see here that we took a trade. Yes, it didn't go too well, and that's where we know where the stop loss and take profit is coming in. Now then, look at it. It actually moves all the way down, and did it hit the take profit target? Okay. Yes, it did. We actually identified a take profit target of almost 20 pips here, because it's a really short-term trade, live trading on the lower time frame, how to identify trades. So you can know, where a lot of people say, oh, there's no trades to take, that can't be. So we actually teach you and guide you here in the live trading together, and everybody trading together, making profits. Now, how do you join this club? So how do you join the club and join us for all the weekly sessions we have, and are interacting in the club member? This club membership really is access to the platform is worth so much more. As I said, we help hundreds of traders to be very profitable. Now, for a limited time frame, really literally a limited time frame right now, we are going to have some changes here. All you got to do is lcms.com.sg, and actually really here, scroll it down, have all these benefits here, all just for $199 a year. Okay, it's really less than $1 a day, but this is without a doubt, right? Making you want to achieve your best in trading. You should join now, because this price can change anytime. Okay, so let me forewarn you, we are going to change anytime. So join right now at US 199 a year. Now, if you have any friends and family who are also trading and having difficulties, get them to join immediately right now. Okay, and then join. And once you're in, interact with us, join our live trading sessions, and let's make profits together. Okay, that's all I have for you. Now let me pass it back to Jinwei.
Okay, yeah, thank you, Daniel, for that. Yeah, so I do see a lot of benefits in the Traders Club, but non-Traders Club members, do not worry, I'm here to dig more information from Jin. So my question to Jin here is, yeah, so the NFP news is coming up. Yeah, so what's your advice to the newer traders here? Do you advise them to scalp the movement, put in buy-sell orders, or maybe you can just share how do you usually approach trading the news? Yeah, Jin.
Okay. That it usually will be an easy answer to that question, but with Good Friday coming around, with all the whole slew of news being released at this point, this Friday, tomorrow's non-farm payroll is going to be extra tricky. Okay, I would normally say scalp the news, do it, wait for the news to be released on the usual time, with everything running as it is. Wait for the news to be released, wait for the numbers to be released, decide whether it should strengthen or weaken the yen before jumping into a trade, and then also realizing that when you're trading the news, trades are not going to be moving, or don't aim to make big amounts per trade. Look to realize your profits quickly, understand that direction and movements are a bit more erratic during a news release period. So, realize your profits whenever you can. But with this Friday's non-farm payroll, what I believe is likely to happen is we're going to see muted movements, muted price movements across the board, because everyone's going to be on holiday. So we're going to see quiet, muted price movements, but we're probably going to see the impact of, if it's really a good number, we're going to see the impact of it being applied into next week. So when it comes to trading the news, such as non-farm payrolls, it's not just about the data. It's not just about being able to jump into a trade quickly. You also do need to consider other news or other ideas with, how the who's on holiday, what's happening in the market, what other news do we have with, the stimulus and all lockdowns being applied pretty much all around the world again. So trade the especially this time, trade the non-farm payrolls, especially safely, size down, for sure size down. When you're trading a news, minimize your risk.
All right. Yep. That's just that. The advice here is just the tip of the iceberg. So if you guys are really interested to find out, how to trade, how to, someone here mentioned straddle, how to scalp the movement, definitely join the Traders Club for that. More information about how the traders trade in the Traders Club, how the students get their results. Yeah. So that's the end of the session for today. We hope you guys enjoyed the new format.
Just a quick question.
Yeah.
Are we doing this tomorrow because it's Good Friday, or are we taking a break to next week?
Yeah, let's take a break. Let's take a break and start on Monday, so that everybody can, since you have already done the NFP preparation here. Yeah, so we can take a break and then let's start this on Monday again. So we'll see you everybody on Monday. Before you guys leave, I'm just going to post up some links in the chat, some goodies, so don't leave just yet. Okay, so yeah, in the chat, get into the Forex Trading Asia free Forex Signals Telegram channel if you want the free signals provided by LCMS Traders. The LCMS Traders YouTube channel, subscribe to it for the daily recordings and educational videos and more. And Traders Club link for the faster signals, get suggested exit levels, webinars, trade ideas, and more. And of course, if you're looking for a managed account service, look at forexbriefcase.com with a track record of 3% a month on average. So yes, that's the end of the session today. We will see you guys on Monday for the currency call on Aussie and Kiwi. Thank you so much and goodbye.